Hey, what's going on? Want to bring a video to you and talk about the pros and cons of putting down payments when you're purchasing a home. So, in this video, what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've taken an $875,000 loan, and we're going to use today's rates. I did a Google search today. What is the rates? Today's mortgage rates are 6.625 for a 30-year fixed. What I did is I went ahead and calculated the numbers for 875,000, and I'm going to use two different numbers. First number I'm going to use is right here is 831,250, and this is using a 5% down payment. This one right here represents a 20% down payment. So the 875,000, you'd be putting 175,000 down as a down payment. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys the difference of an amortization schedule, so you can kind of see what that looks like in regards to trying to pay some things off. Okay. So we're looking at 5% versus a 20% down payment and what that might mean to you. So as you can see right here, I'm on BrettWhistle.net. We're doing the amortization calculator, and I have this box checked. So I'm going to go ahead and with the 5%, I'm going to go ahead and calculate that so you guys can see what that looks like. So again, just keep in mind we're using a 6.625% interest rate. But as you can see right here, the interest paid is going to be more like 130% interest rate based on these numbers. Okay. So what does that look like to you? We're borrowing $831,250. We're going to have a payment amount of $5,322.58. And the total amount paid for this $831,000 loan is going to be over $1.9 million. Okay. And over $1 million is going to be going towards interest. So I want you guys to take a good look at this so you guys can kind of see where we are. Okay. So this is 5% down. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same numbers, and we're going to see what that looks like with 20% down. So again, we have a $700,000 loan, 6.625% interest rate. We're going to go ahead and click this box to show the amortization schedule and click calculate. So here we are. This is going to be, we're still looking at about the same amount of interest, right? That total interest amount that we're going to be paying off is 130.512. Yeah, so it's the same, exact same in both scenarios, 130%. Okay. So with the $700,000 loan, our regular payment is going to be $44.82 a month. $44.82 versus $53.22. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the different the cause and effect of what could happen if you're putting 5% versus a 20% down payment. First of all, first thing we want to go ahead and notice is that these numbers that we're looking at right here, these do not cover, or it does not include private mortgage insurance. Okay, this is just the principal and interest payments. So we're not talking about taxes or insurance. This is just the principal and interest payments. Okay, so 5322 versus 4482. 5322. Let's go ahead and run some numbers. 5322.58, and we're going to go ahead and see what that looks like. Minus 4482.18. So we're looking about $840 difference per month. Okay, so $840. Now, if you can afford the payment right here, if you can afford that $5,300 payment, my recommendation and suggestion is to go with a 5% down payment, and I'm going to show you why. If you can afford this payment, it's going to do you a lot better. Okay. As you can see, we have a 30-year loan on both of them, which is 360 payments. There's 12 payments a year, right? So we got 360, and we have 360 there. I just want you guys to see that this is like for like. We're not, we're not doing apples and oranges, right? The only thing that's going to be different is the down payment we're going to be putting down. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what your first payment looks like. This is on the $700,000 loan now. Okay, so 700,000. Our payment is 4482.18. Okay, of that payment, $617.60 is going to go towards principal. So that's $700,000 after you've paid almost $4,500 payment. Your balance is still going to be right there, $699,382.40. All right. Now let's go ahead and talk some numbers. Right here, we're going to assume that you have the $175,000 as a down payment, which would be that 20%. Right now, there's nobody saying that you can't make a principal only payment, right? So you get your loan, you make your first payment here, right? Our payment is $53.22.58. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So our original loan amount is $831,250, right? We're going to make that first payment. Of that first payment, $733.39 goes to principal, almost $4,600 goes towards interest. So as you can see, you're making $5,300 payment, but your payment is only going down $733, right? So let's say, right, for sake of argument, let's say you have your additional payment, right? You have that $175,000, right? And we're going to go ahead and take out that first payment, which is $45.89. Excuse me, which is $53.22.58. So let's say you make your first payment, right? Your balance is now here, $830,516.61. And now let's say that you go ahead and make a payment of $169,000, $677.42. Remember, we're paying private mortgage insurance, or PMI, right? PMI for a payment like this is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $1,000 a month. But you just need to get to 20%, and then you can have that recalculated. So what we're going to do in month 2 is we're going to take $169,677 and we're going to make a principal only payment to this loan. And what does that look like? Well, we're going to come to this column right here, cumulative principal, right? And we're going to go down to $169,677. So we're going to keep scrolling, right? Remember, we had a 360-month loan, right? Keep that in mind, 166. Okay, so right here, we're at this point right here. We're going to go down and take it right here to this line here. You just knocked out 148 payments. You made your first payment, then you made that principal only payment for the remainder of that 20%. Now, $662,000. Let's see what we're looking like, and we've knocked off over 10 years of your mortgage, right? So your balance is here, $662,000. This is the amount of interest that you saved in month 2, $624,000. Now, if we go back to the top, right here, remember, we were going to be paying over $1 million in interest. So that $1,084,878.80, we just saved you over $600,000, nearly $625,000, right? $625,000, right, is what we saved you in interest. Month 2 plus 148 months. 148 months. What is that? That's over 12 years payments that you saved. $624,000, and now your balance is at $662,373, right? Let's go look at your other loan, right? Let's look at your other loan after you made your first payment and see where the balance is there. Where are we at? Right here. 662, right? 662. After you make your first payment, you're already down $37,000. So this is why you need to understand how the amortization schedule works. If this is something that you guys are interested in, um, we do have a software that will help you put these numbers together. So now, month 2, you're down to 662, right? 662 right here. 662, 373. Let's see how long that's going to take you to get here. 662, 662 right here. That's going to take you 52 months. So that's just over 4 years. You're going to spend $37,000. $37,000 in interest to pay down your balance here. Plus you have an extra 4 years that you've been paying on this loan. You guys, you have to learn how the systems work. What's making the banks rich rather than what's making you rich. What you want to do is you want to learn how to pay these figures off. Get with me. If you guys are interested in our software, I can run numbers for you to show you exactly how to do what it is that we're doing. Our average client is paying homes off in 5 to 7 years. 9 years if you have car payments and things like that. So if you guys are interested in learning more, text SHRED. S as in Sam, HRED, SHRED. Text that to 510-422-1170. We'll get together. We will go ahead and run your exact numbers to show you what we can do for you and help you get out of your jam. So if you guys are interested, like I said, text SHRED to that number, 510-422-1170. Look forward to working with you guys. Let's go. Let's go ahead and see how we can get this money together, saving this money together, right? Because I'm going through my program just like you guys could be going through yours. So with that being said, appreciate you guys for watching. Let's shred these bills up. Let's get these things paid off.